The letters, written to a romantic partner across the country in neat script, reveal an author who is struggling with his place in the world, at work, at school and in the moments of a fading romantic relationship. A private correspondence over the course of 2 years in the early 1980s, they have resurfaced as a matter of interest because of who they were written from. Barack Obama, then of 20-something living in New York City, corresponding with a girlfriend in California, Alexandra McNear. This week Emory University, in Atlanta, released excerpts of a collection of letters that date to 1982, after Obama had transferred to Columbia University from Occidental College in Los Angeles, where he had met McNear. The letters span to 1984, when the couple's romance had chilled, and Obama was working at Business International, a company he was ambivalent about despite emerging as one of the promising young men of Business International, with everyone slapping my back and praising my work. They are part of a body of written work by the president, including his 1995 memoir Dreams from My Father, that showcase a now well-known side of the future president, a literary thinker and budding wordsmith who wrestled regularly with his identity. In the 9 letters acquired by Emory, Obama writes about the tensions that have animated much of his life, how to reckon with his international and mixed-race background to find his place in a world beset by class and racial distinctions. I must admit large dollops of envy for both groups, my American friends consuming their life in the comfortable mainstream, the foreign friends in the international business world, Obama writes McNear in one letter. Caught without a class, a structure, or a tradition to support me, in a sense the choice to take a different path is made for me. The only way to assuage my feelings of isolation are to absorb all the traditions, classes, make them mine, me theirs, he wrote. Taken separately, they're unacceptable and untenable. It is by now a familiar voice, self-deprecating but confident and analytical, and one in which it is possible to hear echoes of the orator whose speeches helped propel him to the highest office in the United States. I don't distinguish between struggling with the world and struggling with myself, Obama writes in one letter from 1983. I enter a pact with other people, other forces in the world, that their problems are mine, and mine are theirs. He adds, the minute others imprint my senses, they become me, and I must deal with them, or else close part of myself off, and make myself in the world smaller, lukewarm. The Stuart A. Rose Manuscript, Archives and Rare Book Library at Emory, acquired the letters in 2014, according to its director, Rosemary McGee. The school has not disclosed from where. All 9 letters are handwritten in neat print, on lined pages ripped from yellow pads, spiral notebooks and even an index card. They will be available upon request as archival materials, she said. She said they fit into several collecting areas at the library, which has archives that focus on African American history, modern politics and poetry. The last one relates to the kind of lyrical, poetical quality of the letters, she said. There's philosophical meandering. They reveal a lot of search for meaning and a searching for purpose. The correspondence references authors such as William Butler Yeats, T.S. Eliot, Virginia Woolf and June Jordan. Pella McDaniels, curator of African American collections for the Rose Library, said in a statement that the letters as well as Obama's role as the first African American president fit into the collection's insight into what he termed a spiritual odyssey to wholeness. The future president's ambitions find their way into the texts. Salaries in the community organizations are too low to survive on right now, so I hope to work in some more conventional capacity for a year, allowing me to store up enough nuts to pursue those interests next, he writes. The correspondence also captures flickers of the romance between Obama and McNear as it nears the end. I am not so naive as to believe that a distinct line exists between romantic love and the more quotidian, but perhaps finer, bonds of friendship, he writes in one letter he penned from Honolulu, but I can feel the progression from one to the other, in my mind. McGee was enamored with what she said was the quality of thought and the process of discovery through writing, the letter showed. And she said there was a humanizing quality about them that would make them perennially relevant to the school's student body.